All right. So today we have with us NovaFlex. NovaFlex is known for tape light, neon light, and getting what you need out the door quickly and correctly. And that's something that not everybody gets with their tape light. Does anyone want to raise their hand and give a testimony on that one? All right. Well, joining us is Nathan Shannon, who I'm going to go ahead and spotlight for everyone. So everyone should see Nathan live and in action on the screen. He is our co-host today from NovaFlex, joining us from, remind me what state you're in, somewhere cold.
Atlanta, no, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, Atlanta, it's not
it
too
is
bad.
A little cool here today by our Southern standards though.
So the way that we're going to start this is to do a general overview of NovaFlex products so you understand the breadth that they offer. And what's really exciting, and a lot of you saw either in an email from TLC or from your sales rep, is that there's a really special new product that they have called HIGHWIRE that I've never seen anywhere before, and can be an interior and exterior product, which is amazing. And so we wanted to be sure to bring that to you also today before our 20 minutes is up.
Thank you, Allison, for the kind introduction. I appreciate that, and glad to have Rachel joining us as well on this call. And thanks to each and every one of you. Our most valuable resource is time, and you've allotted us some, so thank you. Before we even get started here, I look forward to a bunch of questions, but we'll jump right in here. Again, NovaFlex LED, we're a manufacturer of custom linear fixtures and neon solutions, delivered fast with a focus on creating wow experiences. We are out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. That's where our US headquarters are, and that's where all the customization happens in our UL certified facilities. Again, my name is Nathan Shannon. I'm a national sales manager out of Atlanta, Georgia, and Rachel Klinger is your account manager out of Fargo, North Dakota. So I want to give a extremely broad overview, like Allison had mentioned, and then what we'll do is we'll jump into the specific new product, which we're really excited about, which is our HIGHWIRE system. So NovaFlex LED, we create custom strip lights, LED strip lights, LED neon solutions, and we have a variety of channel options to choose from. From a product category, we have kind of a lower, maybe more residential grade product. In our Pro series, we have an architectural grade, specification grade, which is our design series. We have high output series, which averages over 900 lumens per foot. We have adjustable series, so you can adjust the Kelvin. We have static color. We have RGB, digital RGB as well. And we have our neon solutions, mini neon, and we have an aqueous neon for inhabited water scenarios. So from a very broad level, that's what we do. And again, all of our solutions are customized. So we don't just sell rolls of, $2 a foot tape LED. That's not really who we want to be. And that's not in the market that we play in. It's a much higher grade product than that. But due to the customization and the high quality nature of our product, we're able to do, whether it be commercial interior projects, custom linear fixturing. We've done a variety of entertainment projects. So our lights are actually these suspended ceiling lights here where they did a digital effect. Rugged exterior. I know that a lot of you guys aren't in signs, but this is a 40 by 40 foot sign in the middle here of our neon product, which really highlights the durability of it. Health and beauty, hospitality, building exteriors, and then office and education interiors. Again, high-end residential, restaurant, large multi-state national rollout programs with national accounts, but then also down to some kind of specialty type products. So from a very broad perspective, that's kind of who we are, whether it be interior or exterior, custom linear or neon solutions. And again, we have a variety of products, price points, and solutions to kind of meet whatever your need may be. With that, I want to jump right in to something that we're very excited about. And again, as Allison had mentioned, it's unique to the marketplace. And it's a suspended HIGHWIRE LED channel system. So if you look here on the left-hand side, you can see the suspended system. So from a HIGHWIRE perspective, I want to kind of start out, it sounds silly, but one of the most questions I've got most frequently is, what's the lumen package on this? Well, just to keep you in mind, it's not it's a channel system that can be suspended. So you have to actually have the option of, depending on what your design objective is, you have the option to choose. Maybe you just need some general illumination where it's 100 lumens per foot, but you could also use our H2 high output ribbon again, which would give you average 900 lumens per foot. So really depending on what or maybe you want a colored solution or an RGB solution. So really the lumen package per se is dependent upon what your application is. So this is a seamless suspended option. Again, it fits almost all of our solutions. We do have a few of them that are too large to accommodate this strip. It is available in a black or white option. Our black option is stocked. Our white would be a special order. Again, one of the things that we do is we pride ourselves on our speed, getting these custom solutions to market. So even our special orders are approximately 4 weeks. So that's some people's standard shipping time. That's our special order shipping time. All of our other products ship traditionally within 1 to 4 days. And the best way it was kind of described to me was that it's kind of coiled up like a tape measure per se. So it's a 1/2 inch heavy banding, or it's a 1/2 inch, just over a 1/2 inch metal band that would have anchors on the wall where you'd secure it. And then you would run your ribbon or your tape LED on top of that, and then you would pull it taut between the two solutions. So you can see here in this example on the right-hand side, they're using it for indirect illumination in the middle, but there are ball joints is how it's used. So that really gives you a lot of flexibility, because you could, as we previously saw, shine it straight up. You could rotate it 90 degrees to its side, and you could shine it against a wall and create a wall wash effect. Or you could turn it all the way upside down so it's shining down, and it's a direct lighting application as well. So you have a lot of flexibility on how you aim the light per se. Additionally, because it's on a ball bearing, you don't have to be 100% level at a flat horizontal surface. You could really, from a design perspective, you could kind of go crazy. You could put it angled horizontally, you could angle it vertically up or down, create crisscrossing effects, but you really have a lot of flexibility in the system on how it's installed. You do have a 180-degree beam angle, and this has a max length of 50 feet. And the way it's been designed is it's designed for an easy, quick connection and installation. So again, like I mentioned, it's a flat metal band that's just over 1/2 inch. And again, it accommodates the majority of our solutions. There are some of our tape that are maybe double rows, or it's an IP68 rated tape. And so it's got a large polyurethane silicone coating on it, and it's just too large for that band. But the majority of our solutions, it will accommodate. And again, it can be used indoor and outdoor. With each set, you would have a bracket, which would be a bracket on one end and a male connector on the other. Again, I talked about the ball joints. And one of the things that you do is that you would actually so when we build our custom solution, it would have a soldered connection point, which then plugs directly into the base of one of these fixtures here. So the wires are concealed as well. We'll talk about this a little bit later for those of you that want to stay on, but one of NovaFlex's key differentiators is our service level and the level of service that we offer and provide. So something like this that's new can seem kind of overwhelming if you're going to go to quote it or specify it, how you would done. We have an entire quotes team, and guess what they do all day long? They quote projects. That's all they do. So they are very well versed. They are up to speed. They're trained on this. So you don't have to worry about, how many linear feet do I need? Or how do I quote this out? Or how would I specify this? If you can provide us with the drawings in your application, show you where you want it, we will use Bluebeam software. We can measure that out to make sure that not only is we would guarantee that not only is this channel system quoted out quickly and accurately, but also the LED linear solution that we decided to go with on the top, that would be quoted out to accommodate for the end pieces and the different levels, or the different little links that you may need. So we're trained and we're ready to go on this. It is in stock and ready to be shipped, but we can handle all that quoting for you, so you don't have to be concerned with that. So again, from an installation perspective, you would just assemble the bracket, install it on the wall, mount your LED strip to the metal banding. Then you attach it on one end and tighten that up, and then connect it in the wall. It's very simple. From a design perspective, we took a lot of effort into making sure that it could be done quickly and easily in the field.
Hey Nathan, a question for you. I know you had mentioned early on that the product is a channel, and you can use, say, 75% of your tape with this channel.
Right.
So if we're just thinking, mind's eye, what is the lowest lumen output that you have in your tape? What's the highest lumen output that you have in the tape that will fit the channel? And then we also want to be sure that, RGBW they can get, and RGB. We saw that on when we were trained on it last week, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it's a really good point. From a lumen package, we can go down to 100 lumens to 9. It actually accommodates our highest output ribbon as well. So from 100 to over 900 lumens per foot. It will accommodate our RGB. And Rachel, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure about this. It will accommodate the RGBW for indoor applications, but when it's IP68 and it has a silicone sleeve, we would need to use a standard RGB for an outdoor application, just due to the physical size. So, so lumen package, you can run the gambit from our lowest to our highest output, and it's just outdoor rated RGBW. But again, because of the silicone sleeve that's needed and required for IP68.
Great. Thank you so much for that. And yes, we had a question come in that said wet listed, damp listed. And yeah, we mentioned it now that it's wet listed. So certainly it'll work in a damp location, but also a wet location. And I've never seen a product this small and this kind of package that can go, especially in an outdoor application, and also in an indoor application. Can you show us one more time, Nathan, what those, the visual of how it looks, the application photos that you have? There you go.
That was the next one. Great. So you can see this way they've got it running down the hallway, and it's been installed into this rounded ceiling. Again, it does a nice job where it really picks up the light and carries it through. And this is just kind of another angle. But you can see there's a picture on the left where you can look at it vertically. But then if you look on the right, it's very hard to see. It actually doesn't even, it does not show it very well because that's such a thin profile. But again, it can be used indoor and outdoor. And for an outdoor, we would just pick one of our IP68 rated ribbons or tape solutions to go in it. Mm-hmm. And then here they've got it multiple applications. In this photo, you can see obviously against the walls on the left or right sides, they're using this as a wall wash effect with the colored lights. And then it's running down the center as well. In this looks to be like a restaurant application. They're running it from this rounded post, I believe, to this divider here and in between it that as well to give it a general illumination. And then again, using it kind of as in a very thin cove application where, here they're using it again for a colored effect, blue on the left, obviously, and red on the right. So you can use it in a variety, again, for whether it be wall washing, indirect, direct, or just even as a general design element. Your indoor or outdoor, your possibilities are kind of limited to your imagination. There will be, and I don't want to speak for us, but we have a link to an installation video that we can provide afterward. It's not as exciting. It's just people, messing with their hands, but it's really shows how simple it is to be installed. It's about a 2-minute video, but I think it's probably better use of time to view it as you need.
We do have a question from Tyler. What's the total lumen output? So the total lumen output, Nathan said in this one, is 900 lumens per foot, is the largest that will fit on this channel. Now, there actually are other tape solutions that have higher lumens per foot, but it will not fit with this particular channel product. Is that accurate, Nathan?
It's close. So The solution we have, it averages 900 lumens per foot. So it depends on the Kelvin temperature, but that actually is the brightest lumen package that we have, and it is available on this product per foot. So the 2700 may not be as in our high output series, it may not be as bright as our 4000 Kelvin in the highest lumen package. But let's say the highest output averages 900 lumens per foot.
Did that answer it, Tyler? All right, cool. Okay, now let's go ahead and move into the other product.
Yes, absolutely. So again, we want to make custom linear solutions and neon solutions, and we want to be fast. So I think when people think of custom products, they think, oh my gosh, it's going to take a long time and it's going to be way expensive. And that's actually the opposite of our business model. So we don't just sell reels of ribbon. Everything, 100% of what we do is customized to meet your specific application and your design. We also have an entire quotes team I talked about that is committed to returning the quotes around and getting you a quote or a bill of materials fast. And in 2020, even with the pandemic and everyone working from home, 97% of our quotes were delivered in 4 hours, 48 hours or less. What we're even more proud of is that 95% of all of our orders in 2020 with the pandemic and all the craziness, 95% shipped in 4 days or less. 68% actually shipped the same day, and 78% shipped within 2 days. So we're doing custom UL custom certified products and shipping them out the doors in 1 to 4 days or less, 95% of the time.
I want to be sure everyone hit that last point. An issue with tape, and a lot of you have dealt with this before, is that you get a channel in the field and you get tape in the field, but the two of those things put together, an inspector comes by and says, and wants to tell you that that's not a UL listed product. And NovaFlex affirms that when they ship out that tape and that channel, that is a UL listed product that they are shipping out. So you are good to go when you are specifying and or selecting NovaFlex for whatever the project is that is needing tape light.
Thank you. That's a great point. Not only are our products UL certified, but we are UL certified facility. So all that customization, it's kind of a dirty little secret. It depends on the inspector, but a lot of times they won't pass if it's a UL certified reel of ribbon that gets shipped to a job site. The second they start cutting product, whatever's cut off does not technically have UL. Since we are a UL certified facility, all of our customization has UL, and we'll guarantee that it meets your local code. I talked about us being fast. We had a project where the original specification couldn't hit their deadline for the University of Oklahoma Sooners the kickoff of their football season. We got a phone call that said, help, we really need help. We need a solution. And in 9 days, and I'm not talking about 9 business days, but in 9 calendar days, we made product recommendations. We built up their bill of materials. We sent them products for samples to get approved, got the approvals, built the customized product, had it shipped and installed in 9 days. So that's how quick we are. This particular application was a product in a channel with a hardwired driver and using DMX control system. We make it easy. So when you're getting, when we do these products, I mentioned if you send us your drawings, we will, with every single quote that we provide, we'll do a labeled takeoff. And that labeled takeoff drawing will correspond to your bill of materials. And then we're doing customized product, right? So it's easy for these to get kind of confusing, but we actually put the label, the product label is on the bag, it's on the reel, and it's actually on the product. So we label everything 3 times. These labels correspond to your bill of materials, which corresponds to the takeoff drawings that we did. So you're not fielding questions on the back end on the installation side. It gets to the job site. ECs and GCs love us because they just look at the layout, they look at the bill of materials, they look at the product, and they go, oh, look, that goes right there. And it's easy for them to install it. And again, we do all of this in 1 to 4 days. So this was a situation where we wanted to build custom fixturing for the doorways of this Radisson Red hotel, and we delivered them complete customized fixtures that were built to their specifications. The contractors just popped it in place, ran the lead wires over, hardwired to the driver, and went on throughout the day. And then again, we want to do customizations quickly and accurately. I talked about us being a UL certified facility. So again, we ensure that all customization meets UL standards. So we don't use quick connection systems. We actually have a team of solder techs that solder these connections point, and then we shrink wrap them so they're strong, they're robust connections. They're going to last, because that's where a lot of failures happen in the field.
I just wanted to add real quick, Tina wanted to say something to the group, and if you wouldn't mind, Tina, taking yourself off mute, and I'll let you share it with the group, because I know you've dealt with this in your time working at Disney and customizations and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, most people want to have a specific color, or they have a specific color in mind, and if it's not one of your standard colors, I've had a client who was able to have the NovaFlex fixtures sent pre-assembled, before they were assembled. They are having their channel powder coated by their installation contractor to meet their client's color specifications to match everything else. And then they're assembling it and putting it in, and we were able to verify that that does not void the UL listing, it does not void the warranty, which is unusual in my experience. It's great. It's a great feature that you can have it powder coated, put everything together, and you still got a listed warranty fix.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate that. But again, one of the things that also, when we do our layouts, if you look at this particular building facade, this is an exterior application. There were over, there were 39 different runs. This was 283 jumper points, 1,200 solder points, where we adhere this to the back of a metal structure. But also, a few things to point out, due to the customization, we were able to build in jumper points that allowed it to be installed, but also allowed it to make a gentle curves that you see here. And this was installed error-free. We didn't get a single call from the contractor when this was being installed, because the layouts matched the bill of materials, which matched the product labeling, and it leads to successful projects. Not to mention, there are significant real-world dollar savings when we're doing the customization, the complementary customization in our facilities.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. As I mentioned, all of our products, so all the ribbon that we're going to look at is either IP65 rated, meaning that's our standard. That's our indoor rated ribbon. So it has a polyurethane coating, that's dust, water, impact resistant, but everything we also offer as an IP68 solution. So it has a silicone sleeve. They injection mold the polyurethane inside of it, and that is high pressure washdown rated. It is submersible rated. Outdoor bulletproof, so that is your outdoor rated ribbon as well. Just another thing as well is that when we measure our Kelvin temperatures, they're delivered Kelvin temperatures. So the polyurethane on the IP65 and then the sleeve on the IP68 ribbon can alter the delivered Kelvin. So it's not just the Kelvin of the chips. We actually adjust that, so what you're getting is a true representation of the Kelvin temperature, versus just like, oh, that's a 3,000 chip, so that's 3,000. Well, it may not be 3,000 once it goes through polyurethane. So we actually adjust and accommodate for that. So again, it's a delivered Kelvin. All of our LED tape and ribbon is PoE compatible. We're seeing, where I think we're on the forefront of this, the adoption of this. I haven't seen too many projects where they need it, but our systems have been tested with Igor, Molex, CoreSync, and Platformix PoE systems. Our design series is an architectural grade, has 90 plus CRI. We have 4 Kelvin temperature, we have 4 lumen packages, and we stock 6 Kelvins, with a 7th being 2200 being a special order. Our design series is JA8 Title 24 compliant. Again, the PoE dims down to 0.1%. So we have a variety of lumens and Kelvins to choose from in our design series. Our Pro series is a more economical grade product. Here we have 5 stocked Kelvins, 3 lumen packages, and it's just a more value conscious solution. And our high output. So this is one that we could use with the HIGHWIRE, where it averages 900 lumens per foot, even with a single strip. So this would be kind of the highest lumen package that you could use with that HIGHWIRE. And it's the highest one that we carry as well.
I'm also getting a question about your drivers, your power supplies.
Sure.
So the tape can be submersible in am I correct that it can be submersible in non-occupied pools and spas? or
Yeah.
fountains?
IP68 rating denotes that it can be submerged in water scenarios, uninhabited water scenarios. We do have an aqueous neon, which is designed and has UL certification for inhabited water scenarios. The driver, I think I know with the UL, with the aqueous neon, the driver needs to be remotely located up to 10 feet away from that water source, I believe. So our leads have to be at least 10 feet for that type of application.
Okay.
And we do have NEMA 3R rated enclosed drivers that are rated and suitable for outdoor use.
Okay, so but for specifically for pool and spa use, this question that I'm getting has a project where they wanted strip light concealed around the outside edge of the spa, so not in the water, but within 5 feet of the water's edge. And the NEC said the power supplies needed to be listed for use specifically for spas and pools. Are you familiar with that, or?
I have not seen one where they have a specific, and it may be due to the proximity that they're installing it, because I know that with our aqueous neon, which is for inhabited water, by UL listing, we have to have a 10-foot lead on it.
Yeah.
It voids our UL to have a short, like I have a shorter lead for my sample case, but that one would not technically qualify for UL because of the lead length. I'd be happy to get from Rachel. Are you familiar with, or do you know anything about that?
I'll follow up with this person and get back to you guys
know.
on the specifics of this project. I'll get back with you guys on this one.
That's a great question. So I'll flip through a few design from our different levels of neon, excuse me, of LED ribbon. Again, this is great when people are using it from a direct application. When people think of tape and they think of ribbon and they think of strip lighting, they think of cove and under cabinet. And by all means, we hope that you would consider us we'd be honored if you considered us for any of your cove and under cabinet projects, but we can really do a lot of design effects. You can replicate the look and the feel of overhead fixturing. These are some stair lighting. This is a large building exterior where they're using ribbon. You think of these, you think of it needing a specialty fixture, and again, this is a high-end residence. And then, this is a Target location where we're part of their national redesign, and they're using us for direct illumination. I think, again, people think of ribbon and tape lighting for indirect, but it can be used for direct applications as well. And from a capacity standpoint at NovaFlex, we can do, whether it be one small off project or multiple thousands of linear feet across 1,700 store location footprint. So we can handle projects both large and small. We have a variety of static colors. So we have red, green, blue, and amber. We have 3 lumen packages for those. Our red and amber are wildlife certified and turtle friendly. We also offer RGB products. We have digital RGB, and then we have RGBW. And with our RGBW, we have 3 different Kelvins to choose from. So you can really have a lot of options when you think about static or color products. And again, all these are rated for either IP65 or IP68. This is during the installation at the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. So using a digital product from a programming standpoint.
It's the first place I use a fake ID. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that out loud, am I?
I've actually jumped off that, have the little platform where you can jump off the top of the structure.
Oh my gosh.
This is Hard Rock Hotel, where we used, again, both color, static colors and color changing in this application. We're seeing more and more in fitness applications as well. So this is Battle Republic, which is a kind of a boxing, kickboxing type fitness. But our lights are the only lights that they're using in these applications. They have 2 runs of RGB, or actually RGB and digital RGB lights. And during the workout session, that's the only lights that are on. We have, again, static blues, or static, and again, they're using them both in suspended light fixtures here, but also in the bar, the DJ booth here. Mud-in channels. So in this theater room, it's high-end residential, but they're using the mud-in. We're seeing more and more mud-in applications as well. And then this is one where they used a fountain for a fountain application. They're using the RGB installed here as well. We do have our Flex Line series, which is there's no driver. It is a line voltage solution. Obviously, we know the advantage is here. We can do long runs, so we can do 164 feet. So hotel ballrooms, obviously anywhere where there's a long run, this makes a great option here. Right now we have 6 different stocked Kelvin temperatures. We can add jumpers onto these, so you can round corners out, or maybe if you need to make curved effects, we can do that as well. And this is a product category which we're going to be expanding upon in the coming year and years at NovaFlex. So we should be adding different solutions here as well. So this particular application, there was 404 foot runs. We shipped them 404 foot rolls of ribbon, and they installed it in an hour and a half. So makes installation a breeze on these type of installs. And then I talked about our neon series. So we have our neon round, a mini neon, and an aqueous neon. So the neon round series, it's UV, chemical, and saltwater resistant. Again, we have 4 kelvins, red, green, blue, yellow. We have RGB and we have digital RGB solutions. We still have our wildlife certification here on the red and yellow. Is that as important to you guys on the West Coast?
We used to have something for Mount Palomar, but it hasn't come up, at least for me, in a long time. I don't know if anyone, maybe any of the engineers or designers on can speak to it, but we don't have it for turtle friendly. It's for the observatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's more for, and it probably sounds like it's by municipality, if it is, I guess.
It is by municipality, yes.
And then we have our mini neon series, which has a tighter bend radius. We have, again, 4 kelvins, red, green, blue, and yellow for these solutions, and an aqueous neon, which we talked about before. So this has UL 676 for inhabited water installation scenarios.
Nathan, real quick, what do we have as far as warm dim? Is that something that you guys have where you can go from, like a bright daylight down to a cozy fireside?
Yes. And I apologize. I was literally just thinking about that after I got through. I must have omitted that slide, and that's a big no-no on my part, but we do have an adjustable series. It goes from, correct if I'm wrong, Rachel, 2100K to 5400K. And ours is actually unique. It is not dim to warm. The dimming and the Kelvin adjustment are independent of one another. So you actually have more flexibility. So you could have a bright warm light or a dim cool light if you wanted, but a lot of times what you can get the dim to warm functionality, it would just need to be programmed in on the control side.
So it's more like a tunable white that you can dim.
Correct.
Got it.
But you can achieve the warm to dim functionality again by programming on the control side.
Thank you.
And again, this just some of the chasing effects you can get with the digital or the digital neon. This is a horizontal bend. We also have a vertical bend as well. And then this is a park application where they've installed this product. And then I know that we probably don't work on a lot of sign projects, and that's not necessarily what I'm advocating here, but this is something that's pretty important. This is not photoshopped in. This is a 40 by 40 foot sign on the banks of the Mississippi River in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I don't know if anyone's ever been up to Minnesota or Minneapolis, but it get pretty darn cold there. Specifically, you can go from negative 40 degrees in the wintertime to up to 90 degrees in the summertime. This particular application, which is again over 1,200 linear feet, has been installed in 4 years on the banks of the Mississippi River without a single issue. So it's a very robust, strong product, can withstand the elements. And you can see it's pretty darn bright too. You can see this is the reflection off the bridge here, the colored reflection off the bridge.
Great.
This is a movie theater, which I hope are not a thing of the past. But you can see they've used, obviously it's a red for this building exterior, RGB neon on the, again, this bank exterior. And then this is the Hollywood Bowl, which is local to you guys, but this is a fountain application where they've used our mini neon in this particular application, fire and police stations as well. From a, we've been referencing channels as we've gone through the presentation. We have angled channels, we have bendable channels, we have channelless channels, we have mud-in channels, recessed channels, stairs, surface, suspended, and magnetic. So we really have a wide breadth and variety of channel options to choose from to help you from your design perspective. And then we have a lot of different installation options. We have adjustable mounting clips, suspension kits, magnets, connectors to extend the runs. All of our channels are UL 746C, so that means they're rated for outdoor applications. And there won't be any fading, discoloring, or cracking with exposure to UV light. And then we have a variety of lens options. So we do have a 30 and 60 degree beam. We're working on getting a smaller, tighter beam as well, because that's just something we've had a lot of requests for. We do have a clear, soft, solid, and black lens. So black is something that's been pretty cool that we've been getting a lot of requests for. So we've brought that in as well as an option. And then just from an installation perspective, you can see where it's being used, the top and the bottom of these lockers as well. And then again, using suspension kits to hang it from the ceiling, but at a fraction of the cost of a custom linear suspended fixture, you can achieve the same design objective. Again, we looked at this photo earlier, but this is also a pretty neat mud-in application as well, where it's circling a stairwell and their elevator and their residential application as well.
Nathan, not everyone has seen what a black lens does. I don't know if you happen to have a sample in front of you. What it is it looks dark. You can't see the fixture essentially when it's off. And then when it illuminates, it's on almost like a regular fixture, albeit it is 75% less output than what you see in a regular clear lens, or without a lens, I should say. Do you have a sample there that you can?
I personally haven't gotten my sample. I don't have a sample yet, but this is a photo. It's a really good point. I think, one of the original applications for this was theaters, where they want, theater and movies where they want the light fixture to blend in when it's not on, and then maybe warm dim. But, again, this would be great where maybe you use something like, if you really need the lumen packages, you can, again, we've talked about the high output, so you can put a 900 lumen ribbon in there, and you're still going to get a lot of light once it's, at 25% of that. So you can get a couple hundred lumens out of it. But yeah, it's, it tends to be a little bit more of a modern look. It's really sleek, obviously. And this application specifically was done, I think this is a good example. This was installed prior to us having it. It was a few years before, but this is using a DMX system, and they have it programmed to the DJ booth. So this would be a really cool application where if they had a black lens, maybe one light's out or not on, and it just basically blends into the ceiling and you don't see it until the light comes back on. And you could really create a bunch of neat effects using something like that.
Thank you.
And then power supplies, we have a variety of power supplies, whatever your need may be. So we have an E-Series MLV, we have tabletop plug and plays. We do have our 0 to 10 is very smooth. It's flicker-free dimming down to 0.1%. We have hardwired. We can create plug and play systems. And then this is something that's new for us, which is our multi-channel. It's essentially 396 watt drivers into one NEMA 3R rated enclosure. So you have one 120 line going in and 324 volts coming out the other side. So it can, from an installation perspective, it can potentially reduce the amount of wiring that you're running. Also, our products are compatible with Lutron, and we're an OEM Advantage partner here. If you think about the different types of projects, again, I kind of referenced this earlier: retail, hospitality, restaurants, fitness centers, commercial buildings, education facilities, higher education, high-end residential, entertainment facilities, you kind of name it. We've really run the gambit across the board. We've worked with national brands, whether it be on by location or from large rollouts. So there's really not a problem from a scalability perspective. And we kind of run the gamut across the board of the types of project we can use. And again, I think it just kind of goes back to the custom nature of our product and the quality. So we'd love an opportunity to work on any of your projects. And again, I've said this a few times, but I do want to thank you, Allison, to you and your team for helping us set up time with your customers. And I just appreciate everyone spending time with us today.